I'm a little under the weather and don't want to commit to playing Drakehaven or Blue White Approach because those leagues can sometimes just take so long. But I'm also kind of testing for an event this weekend, and I have no access to paper Scarab Gods, so I am attempting to find the best Scarab God less deck. Anyway, that being said, I've made no changes to the Candios list. I've only played 5 matches with it so far, and I don't really know what I would want to change. The only main deck card that seems that I don't really want is this Deathgorge Scavenger. I thought about putting a Brontodon over it. I thought about adding the Pia back. I even thought about adding Fourth Struggle because I really think I need 4 struggles in this deck at the moment. But I trust the Candio a pretty large amount, and like I said, I've only played 5 matches with it, and I feel like I need a little bit more practice with it before I start changing it up. Um, because I don't think I'm sideboarding very well to begin with, and I think understanding your sideboard plans is one of the key things to do before you start tuning or altering a deck. I don't just want to put cards in randomly without having the forethought of knowing, what I'm going to sideboard them in versus, or what I would sideboard them out versus what cards I would bring in over them, what cards I would take out for them, and so on. And I think I sideboarded this deck pretty poorly in our first 5 matches, so I just need to get a little bit more feel, I think. Anyway, we will play first, and this hand's a keep. It's a pretty easy keep, I think. We don't have any red mana, which kind of sucks, but we have 2 fairly aggressive cards, and the Merfolk Branchwalker can help us find a land, whether it puts it in our hand or whether we get a card off the top of our library. Either way, it helps dig for a land. And the Branchwalker could attack for less than the Scrapheap Scrounger here, but I would rather play the Branchwalker out because I really need to find a land, and he could have a counterspell. So that worked out. We're going to lose 1 point of damage, but if he was blue-black control, there was a good chance that if we'd missed our land drop or whatever, that he could have just censored this on the following turn. Just going to bash, probably play the Rootbound Crag and a Scrapheap Scrounger. Get a tad bit more information on what type of deck he's playing. Whether he's actually playing blue-black control, or whether he's playing Grixis, or whether he's playing the Chart de Course deck. Alright, so he's playing that deck. We'd love to find another untapped red source here. And we'll probably hold up a Braid almost the rest of the game now. Having 4 Braids in main deck is really, really clutch in this type of match. He's got a exceedingly slow draw on top of that. We just win if we get an untapped land. That's not an untapped land, but it is really nice. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We could play it. What's the odds that he gets to do this next turn? Probably pretty low unless he actually adds lands to the table. I think I'm just going to attack out anyway. He's going to get a trigger off this and get to kill something. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Maybe we just don't want him to get this. Yeah, let's just not let him have that. So even if he has Angel of Invention this turn, we could make it not block. That's a pretty good one, but it's not a great one. Again, we just need an untapped land. Well, that's not an untapped land. What do we got here? It takes 7 mana. 7 mana is too much. I think we're just going to attack with these two. He's very likely to block here, which lets us be able to buy this back if we want. So let's just deal 5 damage to him, I think. I just like dealing 5 damage to him. So he's got a long way to go before he gets to gate in play. Now we have 3 things. We can even use a Scrap Heap Scrounger. Like sack it and make one thing not block. Buy it back, sack it, make another thing not block. So we can like technically make 2 things not block right now if we wanted. But we know we win if he taps his mana. Alright, so we know we win. We win on board, but it's funner to win with the Glorybringer. Hey, Flame Guts, what's up, man? Hope you're having a cute little day. Alright, so we're going to want the Struggles here. We're going to want the Frostodon. We're going to want the Gorgers. We're going to want the Naturalizers. So we're really going to go like overkill on stopping the nasty from the graveyard. I think we can just get rid of the Pias for the Death Scourge Scavengers in a pretty easy swap. I think we can actually cut the Magma Sprays. They do things in this match, but I don't think they're as good as just having Struggle and Survive. It's going to make room for these 3 cards. Not sure what we want for these cards. We definitely want to stay aggressive. Don't know why those are there and not over here. I definitely think all the flyers are good in this match. If we're keeping Heart of Kirans, we kind of need to keep some scraps. Maybe we can get rid of the Galata or whatever it is. That seems okay. I think I would rather have Brancher than that. Yep, we're gonna try this. Might bring the Scrap Heap Scavengers back on the play, and maybe a Brancher's out on the play. I'm not sure. I might take the Ronuses out on the play, actually. Maybe taking the Ronuses out is just a little better. But apparently it's too late. Good hand is good. We will keep you. We need to hit another land at some point, but like the hand's very good. Specifically, we need to hit a green land, but Squire. Guess that Champion of Wits is going to his hand. Alright, land us, brah. Certainly to the graveyard. Because we need to land really badly. Think I'm willing to trade this? Can't really attack anyway. He's just casting a Champion of Wits, so it's not like we can attack anyway. Oh, so he's the Esper build. Come on, deck. Land us. Well, I should have been more specific. Should have been more specific, fam. We have now a gate. Yeah, I don't think we're killing the gate. Really need to land here, but I'd rather just go ahead and get this on the table and start working on his graveyard, because he's already got like a scarab in there and a couple of cards. Chupacabra. Oh, that's bad for us. Alright, well, it's time to hit that land or basically lose. To the graveyard you go. To the graveyard you go. Alright, so we basically lose. I mean, he could have nothing. He only has one card in hand. But the odds of him having nothing are pretty low here. And we can't do anything about that without lands, so we're just not going to be able to make a comeback here. Guess we'll look at some cards and figure it out, maybe. Maybe we'll find a way. Should just go ahead and scoop it up. This Glorybringer, it's just too much. Feel like we have the tools. I think I want these back onto play. Maybe we can cut a Naturalizer too. Maybe we don't need all of this versus them. Maybe we don't need. I don't think they're on the board too big. Let's just try this. Feel like we have the tools to win a match like this. Alright, we'll keep it. We'll struggle to survive, but I mean, we're going to have to find more land again. Luckily, we have some tools this time if we don't hit the land. Another tool. Alright, you can do it, deck. Untapped green source, please. Blossoming Marsh. You can do it. Oh, I guess not. Alright, so. Unfortunate that we're not getting to play Magic either game. Feel like this is a fairly favorable match. Oops, move that over here. We have 24 land in the deck, too. There we go. Alright, so there's a start. We don't want that guy. I think since we have the Naturalize in hand, I'm going to attack into the Squeeze Squire. I don't care if he loots one and gains one. I want to get it off the board so we can keep doing like these bigger attacks. It's like next turn we can play a land and a Scrap Heap Scrounger and send the team again. Wouldn't mind to draw in a Braid or something so we can kill a Hostage Taker. That is a fair point. It's kind of dangerous for him to cast a Hostage Taker, though. He could just be giving us a lot of value. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, Strange, but that's kind of funny. Hey, Dumbo, what's up, man? Alright, so it wasn't a Hostage Taker. That's nice. So he gets to block here and kill the other one. We'll probably natty in response. I guess we should have naturalized beforehand. This was a play mistake. Because now he's going to get a trigger and a life. We didn't have to give him the trigger and the life. We could have just gated in response. Or killed the gate in response. Yeah, this was actually a fairly large play mistake. He gets to gain a life and loot a card because I played poorly here. It's a little unfortunate. Not that I don't know how much stuff like that matters, especially when we're probably using a struggle and survive on a Scarab God this turn. I think that's like the most likely thing to happen. He also could just play Angel of Sanctions or whatever, but we'd probably kill it too. A Walking Ballista. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and naturalize this then. We're not going to make that same mistake again. Alright. Well, I guess we're just going to make the same play then. I have not played any of, the only GPG decks I played are the white-blue ones. So he's going to make the exact same play that he made before. He's still going to take 4 down to 6, and he's only going up to 6 mana, so we don't have to worry about a GPG yet. I guess we have to worry about maybe some kind of sweeper, but I think we will keep a Glorybringer. Alright, so he's done. Alright, well, we hit our land, and it seems like he had a pretty medium draw. But this deck's really tuned in terms of beating GPG to begin with. Like, we have an actual 8 ways to kill an artifact in this deck and 3 ways to get rid of his graveyard. Like, this deck's pretty solid versus GPG. I really think there should be a 4th Struggle and Survive in the deck, though. That's the one change that I want to make so far. I'm not really big on this card either. I saw it win Decandio a number of games, but almost all of those games I think he was already going to win. I need to try his GPG deck someday. Like, it's certainly a powerful deck. We'll keep this. Again, seems like we need to draw land every time. We have 24 land, you know. That's plenty of land to think you'll have at least 3 mana on 3, but doesn't always work out like that. Especially it seems to not work out like that when we play. No use Brontodon? I'm confused. There's Brontodons in the sideboard. It's unfortunate. We're missing yet another land. There's a Brontodon in the sideboard. One Brontodon and 2 naturalizes. It seems to be our plot. Well, at least we hit it. We just didn't hit it on curve. So we'll decide next turn which of these cards we play. I think, oh well, we'll just play the Jadelight Ranger since we have multiple of them now. The odds of it dying are exceptionally good, but we just really want to land. Like, I don't expect this to survive. It's definitely going to the graveyard if it's not a land. So it's funny that we missed a land drop, yet we still somehow got more land than our opponent. Alright, so we're going to lead with this, because if we hit a land, we can buy back the Scrounger, even if he has a removal spell for the first part. We just really, really want to land right now. Because we want to be able to struggle and survive the turn that he plays a Scarab. Might be going to use the removal spell on this dude. Or he could just not have anything. It appears he has nothing. Yeah, Walking Ballista is such a great card. Yeah, opponent appeared to have absolutely nothing. He must have just kept a really mana-heavy hand with like Scarabs and thinking he was going to get there. Yeah, that's why I'm trying this deck. I don't own Scarabs and I don't own Phoenixes in real life. My buddy owns a playset of each, and he's using his Scarabs for the tournament this weekend. So basically, I can play with Phoenixes. So I really want to get a few more reps in with this deck. Anyway, so versus this type of deck, which is probably Grixis mid-range based on him conceding in that spot, that I really think that we want to struggle to survive. It's one of the only ways to actually get rid of Scarab. I also believe that we want the Dire Fleet Daredevil. It's good for multiple reasons. It can get his smaller removal or whatever to like kill a Glint in the early game, but it can also get rid of his Vraska's Contempts to get rid of his own Planeswalkers or Scarabs later in the game. I think we can get rid of the Magma Sprays here. I think the Braids are enough to combat fighting versus Glints. That's really the only cards that we're probably going to want to kill with them. Beyond that, Death Gorge Scavenger does things. I think it does more things than Pia. I believe it does more things than Pia. It makes Scarab God worse. It makes Torrential Gearhulk worse. It attacks for roughly the same amount of damage, and he doesn't have a lot of blockers. And he can make Thopters, so like the Thopter's not that great, and the Sacrifice Artifact's not that great. I think I'm actually going to get rid of the 12-12 Dino again. I think games that we're winning, where we have a big board and can slam the 12-12 Dino, I think are games that we're going to win already versus this type of deck. And I think the games, I think he's got like a lot of Chupacabras and stuff like that, and I don't really, I think just with the amount of removal he has, I don't think we're slamming the 12-12 that often. Why you have so many viewers playing the best deck in Standard right now? I have no idea what you're saying, bub. I need to try the Jim Davis approach list at some point. I'm going to keep this hand. It's pretty good. I have no removal spell, but it's a very solid hand under that. I definitely want to try the Jim Davis approach list. I was not a fan of his enchantment list. That's not to say I'll never play it again, but like, well, one, I don't know that it's the best deck in Standard, but two, there's a lot of great streamers right now. Like, Pete Ward's playing, Matthew Folks is playing, there's just a ton of great streamers streaming at the moment. Those are probably my favorite two that are currently streaming, but like, Holy's streaming Modern, Similan's actually streaming the Jim Davis deck. You know, Buttons is playing Boros. Like, there's just Caleb's playing. Caleb Sherwood's playing Storm. You know, Newmont's on. Like, there's just a ton of good streamers on right now. Like, this is a pretty medium time in the day to try to stream. But It is the only time I have, so it's this or not at all. I think we'll just go ahead and lead with this. But yeah, like I said, there's a ton of great streamers on. Hey, Prodigy, thank you very much for the follow. Like, I was watching Matthew and Pete up until I started our stream. I think I need to land more than I need to attack, so if we get to land, we can probably play the Scrap Heap and attack, and if we don't get to land, it's going to be big enough to crew itself, assuming he doesn't use a removal spell in response, which he easily can. Alright, so worst case happened. Yeah, I really like Standard right now, but I like Standard to begin with. I like Standard before the bans, too. Like, I just like Standard in general. I mean, obviously, I play it every day. I must love it, right? So if opponent untaps and plays Scarab, I'm pretty sure that we're in a super bad spot. Actually, I think I'm just going to slam a Phoenix. Like, we have Phoenixes for days. That's a lot of mana for not much. I think I'm just going to play the Scrap Heap Scrounger and attack for 6. Assuming that he's going to kill the Heart of Kiran and I get to replay the Heart of Kiran. That is the assumption of what I think's happening this turn. So I think it's a better use of our mana. He doesn't kill the Heart of Kiran, I look foolish. Of course, if he doesn't kill the Heart of Kiran, we're in pretty good shape. Alright, seems like I look foolish. So he's just a Grixis control deck. Oh, that's weird. You'd rather kill that than the other? Well, I'm pretty glad that we didn't play the Rekindling Phoenix then. Because him, Vraska's contempting our Rekindling Phoenix would be poopy. I've not saw a whole lot of Grixis control. We're paired versus it right now, though, and it seems to be doing pretty good versus us. I've saw a lot of the Grixis mid-range deck, though. I mean, it seems fine. I don't understand why anybody would want to play a control deck node that's just not blue-white approach. Like, blue-white approach does everything the other control decks does, and it does it more efficiently with better mana. So I've never really understood why people want to, like, branch out from that. I think I'm just going to attack for 2 and then play the Heart and the Death Gorge. Yeah, I've never understood that. I think I'm actually going to play the Death Gorge first, though. Because if he's got a Torrential Gearhulk, he's probably going to Essence Scatter it. And that would leave us able to Abrade. Oh. Blue-white approach is my jam, man, so when we're talking about control decks, it's hard for me to get behind anything else. Alright, he's going to scatter it too, that's fine. Still has 4 cards in hand, but he had Double Glimmer. We definitely sideboarded versus our opponent wrong. We thought he was a different deck because, you know, the other deck is so much more common right now. So is this the Gearhulk? Yeah, that's the Gearhulk. Go ahead and destroy this thing. Hope that we clicked right, and then attack for another 2. I don't know how much differently we would sideboard. I don't think I bring in Naturalizes. I would bring in Chandra's Defeats, so yeah, I guess we did sideboard a bit differently here. We'll go ahead and play this so he can't cast Supreme Will, though the odds of him having Supreme Will doesn't seem particularly high. Looks like just an Abrade, sure. Hey JJ, what's up, man? 6 months in a row, that's massive. I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is going to be a very hard game to close from here. Very hard game to close from here. Search for Azcanta is just too darn good. Too darn good indeed. Struggle and Survive. I think I will put that in our graveyard. I think I'm going to shuffle away to graveyards this turn as well. Just in case he draws a Torrential Gearhulk. Or possibly already has one. Who knows? It's kind of weird. He tapped his mana and then changed his mind and tapped his mana again. It's another Essence Scatter. That doesn't affect the current spot. But it does hurt anything else. Yeah, the game ones are really solid. Alright, so now we have a problem. I guess I can attack with both here. No, I guess I can't attack with either because of the Essence Scatter in his hand, right? That was brutal. He had the Fatal Push. Alright, so this game is probably over, but may not be. We could draw Struggle to Survive. He doesn't have to have a counter spell. Yeah, he drew another removal spell, so if we can't deal with the Scarab this turn, we can pretty much scoop it up. Oh, he put the removal spell in his graveyard? What? Yeah, he put the removal spell in his graveyard. That's weird. He must have something nice going on then. Yep. Gotta have the Struggle pretty much this turn. That doesn't do it, so let's move on to the next game. Yeah, so we thought he was on a different deck. So we definitely want less Abrades and more Chandras. I think we do want some number of Abrades, but I don't think we want all of them. Actually, I don't think we want any of them. I think we would rather have Naturalize than Abrade. I wonder what we could take that Naturalize out for. I don't think I like Ronus a whole lot in these matches. Yeah, let's try this. I think Naturalize is a little better than Abrade because they both kill Gearhulk while the Naturalize also kills Search for Azcanta, which is the card I most commonly am afraid of from their deck. But basically we just have to get a more aggressive draw. This is not a more aggressive draw at all. Okay, good to go with this hand. This hand's pretty nice. We will keep They Mulliganed as well. It depends on the meta. I currently don't like them because there's so many Vraska's Contempts and like the games aren't coming down to like people really attacking you a whole lot right now, and when they do, it feels like they're kind of flooding the board. So like, it's all that's meta game dependent in my eyes, and I don't necessarily think there's a right or a wrong, but like I'm not running them at this current time. I think we'll just go ahead and start with this thing. They got to keep on top and we didn't. That's not fair. He led with a black mana, so that pretty much means our first dude is Ghostarino'd. But we'll just go ahead and put it in the graveyard because we really want black mana. Or sorry, we really want a green mana for this. And we didn't get there after green mana. It is a creature in the graveyard though for the Scrapheap Scrounger, assuming that he has a like Essence Scatter or something for it. So we did about everything we could here. Well, he took the damage and then killed that. That's what did he think he was going to get? That was better. Alright, well, sometimes you just don't draw lands, friends. It's going to be a hard game to win now. Real hard game to win now. I'll play this guy. Either a Glimmer or a Vraska's Contempt. And getting the Contempt out of his hand before the Chandra comes down is not terrible, though. Think I'm just going to play this as a 2-1? If he doesn't kill the Scrap Heap Scrounger? If he kills the Scrap Heap Scrounger, we won't. That's such a weird timing to do that. What if we hit a land? Alright. Don't think we're ever going to really get mana to leverage this right now anyway. Like, we're so far away. Hopefully he doesn't also have an Essence Scatter. I feel like if we'd hit a 4th land like our opponent, we would have easily won this game. Alright. Can we has it? Landarino? He's probably thinking the same thing, though. He's probably just thinking 5th land for Scarab and that he'll beat us. Land. That's probably game, because he probably has Scarab. No, he doesn't have Scarab, so we play on at least. This is ridiculous, by the way. It's turn 10, and we've milled 1 card. We're 16 cards deep, and we don't have a 4th land. This is like mind-blowingly unlucky. Don't think I could be paid to cycle a Supreme Will there, because the Supreme Will is clearly a hard counter at this point in the game. There's just no reason to ever get rid of a hard counter. Alright, well, we're dead. Alright. Don't think that match is bad. I would happily play versus that match again. But sometimes you just don't do the land drawings. I'll play first. We're on the draw. Well, we'll keep this hand. It's good enough to keep. Especially when he's mulliganed. Another Drowned Catacomb deck. Mono Drowned Catacomb decks today. I think the ones with 4 Scarabs, like the blue-black chart decks, are a little frightening, but I'd rather just play a creature than worry about that thing. They have, So our opponent's mana screwed. They do have a lot of good removal, but hey, MTG Hen, thank you very much. I'm just not sure that the removal matters. Like, you're so good versus everything that's not super aggro, and versus super aggro, having the removal is not even that good for you. I assume opponent's conceding at this point. If he doesn't hit a land next turn. So go ahead and kill this, mainly because we have a million of them. Yeah, so they're done. And they showed their hand. When they showed the minister, it lets us know that they're pretty much on GPG. And we're just going to bring in the full GPG package. The fact that we get to bring in 7 cards versus GPG is kind of ridiculous. I believe all of these cards are fairly medium versus GPG. I think Magma Sprays are between medium and not medium. I'm not really sure, but I want to experiment a little bit with the sideboarding. Get back over there, dude. I want to try taking the Ronuses out of this game because I'm not sold on the Ronuses being particularly good here. I guess it's easier just to do it like this and then scoot those over. I'm not sure whether I want the Magma Sprays or not. Like, they're good versus Champion of Wits, but I'm not sure that I want them versus anything else in the deck, so I think I'm going to take them out as well. We're just going to run it like this. I think we're going to keep this hand. We're actually missing quite a bit of interaction, but I think it's good enough anyway. We'll probably cycle this Sheltered Thicket, and I think the Phoenixes are very good in this match in general. Might not cycle the Sheltered Thicket either. Guess it depends on what we draw next turn. But he's attacking and not milling himself. I don't know why, but I find that very, very odd. Oh, so he's not the deck that I even thought he was. Do the GPG decks play Glint? I didn't know that. Yeah, this is going to be a lot harder game to win than I expected, and we'll definitely be bringing the Magma Sprays back in. I didn't know GPG decks ran Glint right now. That's it's going to be a major, major problem. Might even bring in Swelders versus this build. Gosh, it's doing aggressive things. Well, I definitely wasn't aware of this. Do have 4 Rekindling Phoenixes though, and he's not putting anything in his graveyard, so maybe it's good enough, but maybe it's not. Maybe he's just this weird 3-color deck that's going to have perfect mana and out aggro us? Which doesn't even seem possible, but it's what's happening. He found a gate, so he is GPG for sure. So you can't really block this turn. I don't think he would have blocked anyway. We're in negative bad shape right now. Like, we're in real bad shape. Well, maybe on the play we don't want the Swelders. Maybe that's just too much hindsight. I do think we want the Magma Sprays though. I'm pretty confident that we want the Magmus Raise. There's a gate, so you can block this Phoenix. That's an interesting draw. Guess we can just attack and let him block and gain his life. Don't know how that lets us win, though. Does seem like the best use of our mana. Actually, I feel like this was a fairly large mistake. Yeah, this was a fairly large mistake. Should have definitely abraded so I could have gained 2 life. I have to play this guy because we're going to have to hold up to abrade this turn. He might go all in with the Ministers. Naturalize? Don't think I want it. Yeah, sure, I'll keep it. Don't think I actually wanted it, though. Maybe I'm wrong. So we got the second creature in his graveyard. I actually saw a GPG Esper Drakehaven deck myself. It seemed kind of interesting. I guess we're going to block. Feels like we have to, even though we're giving something up here. He gets another trigger off of that, which is terrible for us. He has 6 cards in hand. This game's just going very miserably. So he now has 3 in his grave. I think we're just going to go ahead and kill that. Like, he has to do something at some point, right? That's 4 in his... He's got double GPG. I don't think we'll be... You know, like, if he has 1 in his hand, I don't think we'll be able to win. But if not, we have a chance. Like, Glorybringer would go a long way from where we're currently at. He took 4 damage for some random reason. I'm not actually sure why. I don't know why you would take that 4 damage. You expect me to play something post-combat that was better than killing my Phoenix? So the way he just played that makes me really think that he is going to just untap, play a land and a GPG and win. Though, in all reality, he doesn't have an angel in his graveyard yet, so like we could beat a GPG. We just have to draw like 1 artifact destruction. I think we could beat it. Yeah, so he's got a second. I think this is beatable. As long as he doesn't get Angel, I think this is beatable. He's got Everspear Harvesters in his deck as well. He didn't use the other Minister activation? I think our opponent's plumb loco, man. what are you saving that other minister for? I guess he wants to block and prevent 3 damage? Does not seem hardly worth it to me. Oh, no, he doesn't even want to prevent the 3 damage. Wonder if I should have just slammed the other Phoenix earlier. There was a turn where I played something over the Phoenix, and I probably was wrong. I guess he's saving the white mana in case he draws an angel? I don't think that's worth it. We're pretty dead, by the way. Like, we have no out. We're just dead on board. Alright, he chose not to kill us. Not sure what not killing us did. Alright, well, we're dead on board again. Just want to see more of his deck, so I'm not doing anything. Hey, there's an angel. I guess he'll kill us now? I guess he'll kill us now. Yes, he decides to kill us now. I don't know what not attacking of those. At least the haste one or the menace one blows my mind. All right, so we're definitely going to bring back in the magma sprays now that we know he's on a little bit different of a deck. Feel pretty favored versus these decks. I kind of want to bring in Swelder, but that might just be too much. Yeah, I think Swelder's just too much. What do I want to get rid of? I think I'm just going to get rid of a couple scrap. Well, I think I'm going to get rid of 1 scrap and 1 branch walker. I feel like I want to draw 1 or 2 scraps, if maybe early, but like, I don't ever want to draw 3. If I don't want to draw 3 of a card, I generally don't want it in my deck like that. Alright, all we gotta do is hit a land that's untapped in 2 turns, and I feel like we're good to go with this hand, but again, we've drawn 0 interaction even though our deck's got infinite interaction spells. We have 4 braids, we have 2 magma sprays, we have a Brontodon, we have 2 naturalizes, we have 3 Death Gorge scavengers, and we have 3 struggles, so we have like 15 interactive cards, so like getting another hand without one's like pretty unreasonable. We could have more than that, that's just what I can remember off the top of my head. Alright, well we've got 1 now. Hopefully we'll hit a land or 2 with this. Always yield. Naturalize. Has to go to our graveyard because we have to have lands at this point. I think it's hard for these GPG decks to really beat Heart of Kiran. Like, most of them don't have Fatal Push, and you don't have a lot of extra room for cards like that. Yeah, these these Phoenixes are pretty expensive. Don't think that really does anything right now. He's missing his 3rd land drop. That's unfortunate. So our opponent doesn't get to play much Magic this game. And we have double Glorybringer from here. With him missing the land drop, I'm not sure what can be done for him. Like, he'd have to draw very well, I think, to come back from being this far behind. That's true, but they don't generally have the full set. They generally have like maybe 2 or maybe 3, and I don't think that's enough all the time. There's a Brontodon. He missed his land yet again. Not going to exert here. Just going to attack for 8 and then untap and attack for either 12 or 8, however it turns out. But yeah, it's the second GPG deck that's had terrible mana versus us in a game. Oh yeah, he had a really solid hand. A very slow hand though. Like, he needed more than one land. He had to hit multiple lands. And like, a lot of his lands even come into play tapped, right? Past turn 3. I'd like to know which of these 7 were his opening hand. Because he didn't play this till turn 2, for example. Like, did he have it in his opening hand? I think this card's a blink in his opening hand. I'm not sure I would keep 2 lands in this versus a deck like this that's trying to be super aggressive. I certainly wouldn't keep 2 lands in this and not have the 1-drop. I don't know. Like, I'm not very experienced with their decks, but that seems like kind of an interesting keep. But he had a powerful as hell hand if he got there, that's for sure. That's true, but did he might not even had it in his hand. Like, I'm curious if he even had it in his hand. I know that he played Swamp into the other, but I think this hand's a keep with our opponent mulliganing. We have 2 removal spells, and we have, you know, a 2-drop. It's the fourth Drowned Catacomb deck I've got paired versus in a row. I wonder which one this guy will be. This one's a Grixis dude. Alright. I was just slamming this thing. Go ahead and put that in the graveyard. Didn't have a removal spell either. Alright, we'll go ahead and attack. Play this thing next. He might have a Supreme Will or something for this one. I guess we'll put that in the graveyard too. We just need lands. If we get an untapped land next turn, we can add 2 more 3/2s to the board. Can't hate that. Chandra. Well, you can't protect your Chandra now, at least. If we don't get a land, we're going to just play the Jadelight Ranger because it has the higher upside of hitting us to land. And we really need to get lands before he gets Scarab. And we didn't get there. Wonderful. Our 24 land deck did not get there with 5 scries, so we have 15 draw steps so far to not find a land. Or not 15 draw steps. 8 draw steps to not find 1 land. And the game's now over because we didn't find 1 land. He certainly will not block. If he blocks, we'll make fun of him. Yep, 100% not to block in that spot. This getting a little tilting to lose to these draws. Not that this game's 100% over, but like it's pretty darn over. If we don't, we have one more chance to draw an untap land. That's basically the only chance we have to win. And like I said, even then it's really hard because he can buy back he can get a Glorybringer now and murder something even. He chose not to get anything. He chose not to get anything. Alright, well I guess we're just gonna attack. It's pretty safe to say he's going to buy something back here, and when he taps his mana to buy whatever it is back, we're going to struggle that before he can double block, so he's going to minimum take 9 here, or sorry, minimum take 8, unless he's got like a 1 mana removal spell as well. So we're going to go ahead and kill this thing. Could have Fatal Push, which would suck, but we have to get rid of that, and if he has, he could have just blocked if we didn't do that, so doesn't much get us anywhere. That's 9 damage. No Fatal Push, cross our fingers, fam. Of course. Why would he not have it? Why would he not have it? You gotta ask yourselves that sometimes. Why would they not have it versus me? But at least the game's still a game. The game didn't even have to be a game in this spot. The game could have just been over. We're not in a horrible shape anymore. It's gonna like murder one of our dudes. We're gonna murder one of his dudes. He's gonna murder one of our dudes. And we're gonna play a 5/5. That may or may not ever get to attack. Who knows? It's a good chance whatever I play here doesn't actually get to attack. I think I'm just going to take this and get rid of his Harness Lightning. Just in case he hasn't drawn the other thing yet. It's a good chance he has a removal spell. And of course, why would you not have the one that gains you life? Do we have outs? Start with this guy, double land. That's not good. Alright. Well, we're back out on the board. What is this one? Their last card isn't a removal spell or a counter spell, then we have a decent chance. Because the Rekindling Phoenix is very good. If it's another like Vraska's Contempt or whatever, we just are drawing very thin. think we have to block. Okay. I think we had to block if given the opportunity. Of course. Alright. You can do it, little Pia. This represents lethal if he doesn't have anything. Oh, no. He's got the literal best possible. The literal best possible. I feel like our opponent had basically the best draw he could have almost every turn that game. Yeah, so moving into the sideboard, we definitely want these. We win that game very easy if we don't miss land drop 4 and 5. Like, not even close. But we've missed those land drops a lot today. Like a whole lot. It's starting to become tilting. I don't think I want Chandra's. I don't think Chandra's are real good in this match. I do think I want this guy. What can we take out? Not necessarily bad luck. I mean, it's part of the game. It's just, it gets a little annoying when it happens multiple games in a row. And we've struggled with lands basically every round this event. I don't think we can go to a 25th land. I think that's too much. Actually, kind of don't think Ronus is particularly good in this match. I don't think it gets to attack a great deal. I'm not a big fan of Ronus in general, though. I think Ronus is not a particularly good card. We'll play first. I have to keep it. It's not great, but... guess we'll play our land. Hope to hit our 4-drop. Or hope to hit a land for our 4-drop. I think we could have won last game if we'd hit 1 black mana as well. You can do it, deck. You almost did it. I'm actually going to remove one of these from my graveyard. We have so much to do with our mana anyway, and I don't want him just getting a Scarab and winning. I think I'm just going to kill that thing. Guess I'll attack first. Don't think I can let him draw an extra card. Yeah, maybe 1 card's not that bad. And we'll go if 1 card's not that bad and just slam this. Still a harder thing for him to answer, and if he doesn't have an answer for it, maybe we just win. Sure. Fine with that. Red Rover, send us an untapped land on over. Alright. I don't think I can let him have another card, so... I think I'm just going to attack for 4 this time, and now I think I'm actually going to play the Dire Fleet and kill his Abrade. Or use his Abrade to kill his dude. Kind of sucks in a way. I would have much rather played like the Heart of Kiran or something here. Like, this gives him a lot of play versus us. F for Spear Harvester. My good lord. Was that a good draw? If so, would someone like to tell me why? We definitely top decked this Abrade all over this guy's face. Best Abrade NA. Definitely best Abrade NA. I don't know why you would bring in artifacts versus a deck that you know has 4 Abrades and isn't taking them out. It's not something I would want to do. Vraska's Contempt's a good one. I guess we're going to play this one because this is the one that we know's lets the heart attack. We'll get rid of this. Just in case he does have a Torrential Gearhook or something. Goes down to 3. I think we can probably close this one. He's had to do a lot of main phase cycling, which isn't where you want to be ever with his deck. Alright, so I'm still pretty confident that I don't want Doronuses. The Pias may be better than I think they are. He's still not showed me Glorybringers and stuff, and if he's not playing those, I don't want the defeats. Maybe I want Chandras. Chandras do things. They combined with some of our other spells. You can get a Scarab off the table for half a turn. They can kill Chupacabras. They don't do a lot though, do they? We'll take out 2 of these and bring in 2 of these. I don't think the Scrap Heaps are great on the draw. Actually, I'm just gonna go 3 and 3. Think we don't need all 4 Branch Walkers. By the way, if you guys like what you're seeing, we do stream every day. And we have links to a YouTube page down below. Alright, well we have a lot of land this time. Alright, I guess we're just going like this then. We'll probably get rid of this at some point. It's going to be hard to win with this hand. This hand isn't the type of hand it takes to beat them. It's considerably better with that draw, but it's still just not the type of hand you want to like combat this type of deck. This is a very strong player, by the way. Alright, that gives us something to do next turn, potentially. Don't think we're going to get rid of the Fetid Pulls. Is this sad now that he's tapped this red mana? I kind of want to get rid of it if he gives me the opportunity. Like, really feel like he's going to Lightning Strike or Abrade this? Alright. I guess he kind of did. think I'm actually gonna kind of want to just play the Jade Light Ranger here instead of the Phoenix. A, I'm really looking for a struggle and survive, and B, I wanted to play the Shelded Thicket so we'd have access to 5 mana, but now we don't have to do that because we obviously drew terrible for our Jade Light Ranger. So that's fun. It's better than drawing them, though. It's better than drawing them. What's the right play now? Like, opponent's clearly going to have something here. If I played a Glorybringer this turn, I have access to the Rekindling Phoenix. Next turn, but, like, I think I would rather just play the Rekindling Phoenix now. Because I think the Glorybringer's a better threat overall in this spot. I would rather him use a Vraska's Contempt on the Rekindling Phoenix, I think. Or like use 2 removal spells or something on it. What is this? You gotta let... Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta let the Elemental come into play. That's weird. That's just weird. Guess he's gonna shoot a Cobrid or something? Oh, he's gonna hostage take it. Okay. Well, that's something. Don't care about what just happened at all. We really need to locate a struggle. We need to do it kind of quick. He's attacking me again. I can't say that these attacks register in my mind. Let's start with this thing. We definitely don't want that. We definitely do want that. I think we're going to play this one then. And I'll get the Abrade. No, I'm going to take the Hostage Taker. So next turn we can play a Glorybringer and Abrade the Everspear Harvester. So we have a hell of attack next turn. Even if he plays Scarab this turn, we can actually double exert. A pretty great turn for us. Assuming he doesn't have Vraska's Contempt or something. He'd have a lot of things to make this go sideways, of course. I have a lot of things that makes this go sideways. Yeah, so he's got at least one big removal spell. It's not letting me stack my triggers. Okay, let me stack them there. I think we'll take the Braid. So hopefully he doesn't have a counterspell here. But I don't think he even has counterspells. You gotta cut something for these type of cards. I'm still not sold on this Everspear Harvester being brought in versus us. Yeah, so that was a pretty large hit. Scarab can still beat us, but Hostage Taker can still beat us too. Alright, can we do it? Or did we just get crushed? We just got crushed. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, I forgot to attack too. That was so bad of me. Oh my god, how did I forget to attack? I didn't even realize I had this in play. I wasn't looking. That is absolutely horrendous of me. That's probably the worst play I've made in a long, long time. We'll have to see if him being at 6 would have mattered. So far, it's looking like it wouldn't have. I've drawn 10 land, though, already. 11 land. Oh, I made a play mistake there as well. I should have went ahead and used the Struggle and Survive, because now if he has land plus Scarab, he gets something. I shouldn't have left that to chance. Looks like he doesn't have anything. I don't know if it was worth it to exert here. Again, I'm just going to get rid of everything while we can in case he draws Scarab. I don't know if that was worth it to exert. We are down to 4 life though, and like a top deck Chandra could have killed us or something. Oh, never mind. He does have Glorybringers apparently. Well, alright, so our play mistake didn't affect the game at all. That's a frustrating one to lose. We were so far ahead so many times, but we just couldn't draw anything that mattered. Not really. I just have a different real life schedule at the moment. I stand by him playing Everspear Harvesters just can't be right versus us. It doesn't even make sense to be right. We could have hardcast a Primal Hunger that game. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Alright, we'll keep this hand. It's pretty good. I thought I'd pressed F6 already. Apparently I didn't. He got to put on top. It feels to me like it crushes it so far. We've not played a lot of matches versus it, but it feels like one of the better matches. So we're going to try to cycle this Shelter Thicket later. This feels like one of the worst matches. And he got to put a snake in his hand. Yeah, we're just going to get ran over this game. Pretty much have to hit Explore with this and be able to attack for 4 to even stay in this race, I think. But maybe we're not even supposed to attack if we do. Oh, I guess it's better to play that one then. Definitely to the graveyard. Definitely to our hand. Alright, so now we actually are going to get ready to start casting the Rekindling Phoenix's Brigade. Alright, so he's got another nice threat. Main deck? That one's odd. Main deck. I mean, it's got 4 Abrades, it's got 3 Struggle to Survives, it's got a Brontodon, 2 Naturalizes, 3 Death Gorge Scavengers. It just has a lot of really good things in the match. You can tell this is a Decandio list because he looks like he designed it to beat his other deck. Which is something that I do very often when I'm building decks too. Alright, well, we're just going to attack with Phoenix. And play another Phoenix. I think I am going to play the Sheltered Thicket now. Not really into racing, which is why I'm not attacking with the other thing. Not into racing at all. I'd rather just keep putting up our wall. It's 12 damage next turn. Like, if he doesn't draw some way to interact, we'll probably go for it. He needs to draw something. That makes me think he doesn't have it yet. Nope, doesn't have it. He could have a Fatal Push. He could definitely have a Fatal Push. Is there any downside at all to blocking this? Like if he Fatal Pushes one of our Phoenixes, that's not bad. I don't see the downside. I will block you. Alright, I guess I'll start with you. I guess we'll keep you. So we're going to attack for 12 here while having a big blocker. So like even if he kills this, he's going to 2 and we have this to block. He's not going to kill us on the way back. Alright, well we got by Sultai Snake. So versus Sultai Snake, what do we want? Think we want these, maybe? No, he's probably got Walking Ballistas. We don't want this. I take this out versus any deck that seems like it has Chupacabra. By the way, have you noticed that we got paired versus 5 decks that are probably playing Drowned Catacomb? He's probably on Scarab, so that means I definitely want these. We're on the draw. I think I can take these out versus that aggressive of a deck on the draw. I wouldn't mind to have more removal spells, so I think I'll bring this guy in. He can get like a Fatal Push pretty early. I think you guys are significantly worse than you guys in this type of match as well. I've made this change about every time. I think I want you in. He's already showed us like at least 1 enchantment, and a big 3/4 body seems reasonable here. I guess I'll keep you in too then. Like, the board, it could come out to a big board stall. If it comes out to a big board stall, that's one of the better cards. I wonder if I'm supposed to have Swelter. I don't think I'm supposed to have Swelter, though. It feels pretty good. I don't know if how strong it is yet, because like it seems like it's a tad slow. It's only got 6 interactive spells in the main deck, but and it feels to me like you have to get out in front, and if you're not getting out in front, it feels like it's not doing much. According to Brandon DeCandio, he cannot lose to approach. I think it's kind of weak versus other big mana decks. Like say the Sultai God deck. Like I feel like it would be weak versus that. I feel like it's probably weak versus some of the other control decks. I don't see how it beats Approach, but he claims it crushes Approach, so he's, like I said 1,000 times, infinitely better than me. So I definitely trust him. If he's mana screwed, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on the bottom and look for. I'll put that on top. I'm gonna look for real threats right now and just try to bury this game before he gets out of his mana screw. Probably loses to Drakes as well. Alright, so he didn't get his mana. It's kind of unfortunate. This is I feel like all 5 rounds, the rounds we've won and the rounds we've lost, it feels like it's come down to mana issues. I'm not sure that we got to play a match where at least one game wasn't ruined every game. Like he got to play game 1, but he certainly just didn't get to play this game, and this has happened quite a few times today. But anyway, we have acquired our pity chest and our money back. So let's hope we get to open this pity chest and hope it goes well. Pity chest, go. We got some number of play points. I have no idea how to make this bigger, by the way. Pray here, opponent gets smashed. I have no idea how to make this box bigger. It's kind of aggravating. Only 10 play points, but that's okay. Let's go back and look at the deck list real quick to give a little outro, and then we're going to take off. I am dead tired, and I must rest. Must rest. Move you over here. Move you right here. Yeah, just absolutely dead tired. Anyway, the deck feels pretty decent. The only thing I would say is I really want to force struggle. Like, this card's being absolutely wonderful. I'm not sold on the Deathgorge Scavenger in the main deck either. I feel like I would rather have the Brontodon main, but maybe the Brontodon doesn't give you enough value. There has to be something better than the random Deathgorge, though. Maybe I just cut the Deathgorge for the struggle and play 2 in the main deck. Overall, I think this deck's very strong. I'm interested in trying the versions that doesn't have the Scrapheap Scavenger and just has Voltoxic Brawler or whatever it's called. But the deck's definitely strong, definitely fun. Unfortunately, it's kind of expensive because this card's aggravatingly expensive at the moment. But I actually see that Decandio is currently streaming. So, anybody that's interested in this deck may want to go and watch Decandio play it. I'm going to be hosting my mate Pete Ward, though. He's playing Jabberwocky's blue-black chart. I appreciate you guys all stopping by. Big shout out to JJ for the 6-month resub. And if you guys like what you see, make sure that you come back. We stream every single day. Almost all of our streams are exclusively standard. We play a fairly large variety of decks. And if you love what you're seeing, you can look below and you'll see a link to both my YouTube and my Twitter. On the Twitter, you'll see every time we go live, all the deck lists we play. And on the YouTube, you'll see the majority of our past broadcasts. Really trying to get to that 1K sub mark on the YouTube. Anyway, take care, everybody. I appreciate you guys getting there, or stopping by.